Alan Green stared at his computer screen in disbelief. The numbers didn't lie, but they seemed impossible. He rubbed his tired eyes and checked the data again. "This can't be right," he muttered to himself. For the past 3 years, Alan had served as the lead xenobiologist aboard the Galactic Confederation ship Horizon. His job was to study life on different planets and compare them. Humans had joined the Galactic Confederation 50 years ago, and since then, they had learned that Earth was considered a deathworld. Deathworlds were planets with harsh conditions, strong gravity, deadly predators, extreme weather, and dangerous diseases. Species from deathworlds were usually stronger and tougher than others. In the Confederation, humans had earned respect for surviving such a brutal planet. Some alien species even feared humans because of this. But now, looking at the data collected from over 2,000 worlds, Alan saw something strange. Earth wasn't just different. It was unique in a way nobody had noticed before. "Dr. Green, you missed dinner again," said a voice from the doorway. Alan looked up to see Commander Olivia Rodriguez watching him with a concerned expression. As captain of the science team, she always made sure her people took care of themselves. "Sorry, Olivia. I found something that doesn't make sense," Alan said, waving her over. Olivia walked to his desk and looked at the colorful charts on the screen. "What am I looking at?" "It's a comparison of planetary factors across all known inhabited worlds," Alan explained. "Look at Earth's position." He pointed to a blue dot that sat perfectly at the center of several overlapping circles. Earth's biodiversity, atmospheric composition, geological activity, and solar radiation all exist in perfect balance. Alan continued. "No other planet in our database shows this pattern. Not even close." Olivia frowned. "What does it mean?" "It means Earth isn't just a random death world," Alan said, excitement growing in his voice. "The conditions that made humans tough also created something else, a perfect environment for life to thrive and evolve in ways we don't see anywhere else." Alan pulled up another screen showing DNA comparison charts. "Look at Earth species compared to other worlds. Our life forms adapt and evolve faster, heal quicker, and show more genetic diversity within smaller populations. Are you saying Earth is special?" Olivia asked carefully. "I'm saying Earth might be more than just a death world. It might be something the Confederation has never classified before," Alan replied. "What if Earth wasn't just harsh by accident? What if there's a reason for it?" Olivia sat down, thinking about the political implications. Humans were still newcomers in the Confederation, often treated with caution because of their death world origins. "This could change everything about how other species see us," she said slowly. "Exactly," Alan nodded. "But first, we need more proof. I want to present this to the Galactic Science Council." Olivia winced. "The Council? Alan, they'll laugh you out of the room." Suggesting Earth is somehow special sounds like human ego talking. "Not if we have solid evidence," Alan insisted, his eyes bright with determination. "I've already requested samples from 50 more worlds to confirm my findings. All I need is your approval to make it official." Olivia looked at him for a long moment. In the 3 years they had worked together, she had never seen him this excited. Alan was usually careful and methodical, not one to make wild claims. "You really believe this is important?" she said. It wasn't a question. "I think it could be the biggest discovery since humans joined the Confederation," Alan replied. "Earth isn't just a planet that tried to kill us. It's something else entirely." Olivia sighed and nodded. "Okay, prepare your findings. We'll present them to the Council when we reach Centauri Station next month. But be ready for resistance. Nobody likes having their understanding of the universe challenged." Alan smiled, already turning back to his computer. "Thank you, Olivia. I won't let you down." As Olivia left his office, Alan looked at the blue dot representing Earth on his screen. For centuries, humans had thought of their home as merely a harsh world they had conquered through strength and intelligence. But what if Earth wasn't just a challenge to overcome? What if Earth was far more than a death world? The Galactic Science Council chamber buzzed with voices as Alan and Olivia waited their turn to speak. The grand room had curved walls that reached up to a glass dome, showing the stars above. Around a large table sat 15 aliens from different worlds, each representing major scientific institutions across the Confederation. Alan felt his heart beating fast. For a month, he had prepared for this moment, checking and double-checking his research. Now everything would depend on how well he could explain his discovery. The Council recognizes Dr. Alan Green and Commander Olivia Rodriguez from Earth, announced the Council leader, a tall blue-skinned being named Viratal. Alan stepped forward to the center of the room. His presentation appeared on the large screen behind him, showing Earth's unique position in his data charts. Honored Council members, Alan began, for 50 years, Earth has been classified as a death world. But my research shows it may be something else entirely. He explained how Earth's conditions existed in perfect balance, not found on any other known world. As he spoke, he noticed some council members leaning forward with interest, while others frowned or whispered to each other. When Alan finished, silence filled the room. Then a harsh laugh broke the quiet. "This is absurd," said Councillor Zixvan, a gray-skinned being from the Arcturus Collective. Dr. Green simply wishes to elevate his species status. What he calls unique balance is merely coincidence. Other council members joined in with criticism. They called Alan's research incomplete, biased, or simply wrong. Only one council member, Dr. Nara Solst from Centauri, seemed thoughtful rather than dismissive. "I would like to examine Dr. Green's full data," Dr. Solst said, her voice quiet but firm. "We should not dismiss new ideas without proper review." The debate continued for an hour. By the end, the council voted to reject Alan's theory that allowed Dr. Solst to conduct further investigation if she wished. Outside the chamber, Olivia put her hand on Alan's shoulder. "I'm sorry. That went about as I expected." "At least Dr. Solst showed interest," Alan replied, trying to hide his disappointment. "Dr. Green," a soft voice called. They turned to see Dr. Solst approaching. The Centaurian scientist had pale skin with a slight blue tint and large dark eyes. "I found your presentation fascinating," she said. "In my own studies of planetary development, I've noticed anomalies about Earth, but never connected them as you have." Hope sparked in Alan's chest. "Would you really be willing to help with further research?" "Yes," Dr. Solst nodded. "But we should continue this work on Earth itself. If your planet truly has these special properties, we need to study them directly." "That's actually perfect timing," Olivia said. "The Horizon is scheduled to return to Earth next week." Meanwhile, across the station, Sam Winters sat in a tense meeting with 3 alien diplomats. As Earth's ambassador to the Confederation, Sam dealt with political matters while scientists like Alan handled research. "Ambassador Winters, we must express concern about human expansion," said the Rigelian diplomat. "Recent studies suggest humans are developing adaptations at an unusual rate. Several worlds now request limitations on human presence." Sam frowned. "This sounds like discrimination based on our death world origins. Humans have followed all Confederation protocols." "It is not about protocols," said another diplomat. "It is about unpredictable evolutionary traits. Until we understand why humans differ from other death world species, caution is warranted." After the difficult meeting, Sam received a message about Alan's rejected theory. The timing seemed suspicious. Was there a connection between Alan's discovery and this sudden diplomatic pressure? That night, as the Horizon prepared for its journey back to Earth, someone entered the ship's science lab and accessed Alan's research files. By morning, critical samples were missing and data had been corrupted. Someone didn't want this mystery solved. Alan stared at the destroyed lab in shock. Someone had broken into the Horizon science section during the night and ruined months of work. Sample containers lay shattered on the floor. The backup data drives were missing. "This was no accident," Olivia said. examining the broken lock on the door. Dr. Solst nodded. Someone clearly doesn't want your research to continue. The ship reached Earth a week later. Alan had managed to save his main findings, but most of his evidence was gone. They would need to start fresh. I know someone who can help us, Alan said as they rode a shuttle down to the planet's surface. Dr. Frank Miller. He's an old professor of mine who specializes in planetary geology. They found Dr. Miller at his research station in Colorado. He was a tall man with gray hair and a friendly smile. His daughter, Lieutenant Kelly Miller, was also there. She worked as a military xenobiologist studying alien life forms to assess possible threats to Earth. After Alan explained his theory, Dr. Miller grew excited. I've observed something similar in my own field, he said, showing them maps on his computer. Earth's magnetic field doesn't just protect us from solar radiation. It creates energy patterns that affect how life evolves here. Kelly nodded. In my research comparing Earth animals to alien species, I've noticed our creatures adapt to new challenges much faster. We assumed it was because Earth is dangerous, but maybe it's something more. They spent the next 3 days gathering new data. Dr. Solst brought advanced Centaurian scanning equipment that could detect energy patterns invisible to human technology. On the 4th day, they made their first breakthrough. Look at this, Dr. Miller said, pointing to a scan of North America. There are spots where Earth's energy field concentrates, creating what I call adaptation hotspots. Dr. Solst examined the scan. These locations match places with unusually high biodiversity. We need to visit one of these spots, Alan said. They traveled to a remote valley in the Rocky Mountains. As they hiked deeper into the wilderness, Dr. Solst's scanner showed increasing energy readings. This is remarkable, she said. The energy here is stimulating cellular repair and encouraging genetic diversity. When they reached the center of the valley, they found a small clearing surrounded by unusually large and varied plant life. Animals seemed more abundant here too. This place is special, said a voice behind them. They turned to see an elderly woman watching them. She introduced herself as Diane Blackwood, an elder from a nearby Native American community. Our people have known about this place for generations, she explained. We call it the breathing ground. Life grows stronger here because the earth shares its breath with all living things. Dr. Miller looked excited. Ms. Blackwood, are there other places like this that your people know about? Diane nodded. Many, all across the world. The old stories mention them, places where the earth nurtures life. That evening, as they set up camp near the site, Alan realized something important. Earth isn't just habitable, he said to the others. It's actively supporting life, not fighting against it like we always thought. Dr. Solst took readings of a small plant growing near their camp. This contradicts everything we believed about Deathworlds. On such planets, life survives despite harsh conditions. But here, the conditions themselves encourage life to thrive. My people never saw Earth as harsh, Diane said quietly. We saw it as a mother caring for her children. As night fell, they noticed something odd. Plants around them gave off a faint blue glow where the soil had been disturbed by their footprints. It's like the earth is healing itself, Kelly whispered. Later that night, as the others slept, Alan sent a message to Ambassador Winters about their discoveries. The response came quickly and was troubling. Be careful. Someone is tracking your research. Not everyone wants this knowledge public. In space, watching Earth from a hidden ship, alien eyes monitored their movements. Over the next 2 weeks, the team visited 7 more adaptation hotspots across Earth. They gathered samples and data from each location. Dr. Solst worked day and night, analyzing everything with her advanced equipment. One morning, she called everyone to the lab with excitement in her voice. I found something incredible, she said, showing them a 3D model of the galaxy on her computer. A small blue dot marked Earth's position. Earth's location in the galaxy is not random, she explained. It sits at a point where cosmic radiation from 3 nearby star clusters intersects in a unique way. Dr. Miller leaned closer to the screen. What does this mean? It means Earth receives specific frequencies of cosmic radiation that no other known planet does, Dr. Solst replied. These frequencies stimulate DNA repair and encourage beneficial mutations. It's like Earth gets a special kind of light that helps life evolve faster and better. So Earth's position makes it special? Kelly asked. Dr. Solst nodded. This explains why Earth life adapts quickly and ecosystems recover from disasters faster than on other worlds. Your planet is in the perfect position to receive these helpful cosmic rays. Alan looked amazed. Earth isn't just a random death world. It's in exactly the right place to nurture life. That afternoon, they received an urgent call from Ambassador Winters. His face looked worried on the video screen. Your discoveries have leaked to the Confederation, he said. I don't know how, but several species now know about Earth's special properties. It's causing political problems. What kind of problems? Olivia asked. Some species want Earth to be labeled as an evolutionary anomaly and placed under quarantine, Sam explained. Others want alliance with humans to study these properties. The Confederation Council is divided. Before they could respond, another call came in. It was Captain Jack Russell from Earth Defense Fleet. Dr. Green, we've intercepted communications from extremist alien groups, he said. They're planning something against Earth. They believe humans have an unfair evolutionary advantage that threatens the balance of power in the galaxy. That's ridiculous, Alan said. We didn't create Earth's properties. They don't care, Captain Russell replied. Our intelligence suggests they're planning to neutralize Earth's advantage permanently. After the calls ended, the team gathered to discuss this new threat. We need to understand Earth's properties better if we're going to protect it, Alan said. Dr. Solst, could your cosmic radiation theory explain why aliens are so worried about us? Dr. Solst looked thoughtful. Possibly. If humans evolved under these special conditions, you might have genetic adaptability that other species lack. Some might see this as a threat to their future position in the galaxy. But it still doesn't explain why Earth formed in this perfect position, Dr. Miller said. The chances of a planet randomly having all these special qualities are extremely small. Maybe it wasn't random, Kelly suggested quietly. Everyone turned to look at her. What if Earth was placed here on purpose? She continued. What if someone or something wanted a planet with these special qualities? The room fell silent as they considered this idea. That's a big claim, Olivia finally said. We'd need evidence. Actually, Dr. Solst responded, there might be a way to find out. In the Centaurian archives, there are references to ancient spacefaring civilizations that existed millions of years ago. They were said to have shaped worlds for their own purposes. Could they have positioned Earth here? Alan asked. It's worth investigating, Dr. Solst replied. The archives mention something called the Cradle, a world these ancients protected. I never made the connection before, but a loud explosion outside interrupted her. They'd rushed to the window to see 3 unmarked ships hovering over the research facility. They found us, Captain Russell said over the emergency channel. Get to safety now. The team ran through the research facility as more explosions shook the building. Earth defense soldiers rushed in to help them escape. This way, shouted Captain Russell, leading them to an underground bunker. Once inside, they watched security screens showing the attackers, sleek alien ships unlike any Earth design. Those are Xalax vessels, Dr. Solst said with surprise. The Xalax hegemony is one of the oldest Confederation members. Why would they attack Earth scientists? Because we're getting too close to the truth, Alan suggested. For 3 days, they stayed hidden in the bunker while Earth Defense Forces drove away the attackers. During this time, Dr. Solst shared everything she knew about the Cradle from Centaurian archives. Ancient records speak of worlds specially positioned to nurture life, she explained. These worlds were protected by a species called the Guardians who vanished about 50,000 years ago. Dr. Miller pulled up Earth's geological history on a computer. 50,000 years ago, Earth experienced unusual changes in its magnetic field. Scientists never found a good explanation for this. What if the Guardians did something to Earth? Kelly wondered. Ambassador Winters joined them via secure video link. I've been searching through diplomatic archives from other worlds, he said. Several species have myths about special planets serving as biological reservoirs, emergency backups for galactic biodiversity. Like a cosmic seed bank, Alan said, growing excited. What if Earth was designed as a safe place to preserve and develop life? When it was finally safe to leave the bunker, they decided to follow a new lead. Dr. Solst had found references to a Guardian monitoring station somewhere on Earth. The archives suggest it's underwater, she said, in what you call the Pacific Ocean. 2 days later, they boarded a research submarine provided by Earth Defense Fleet. Captain Russell insisted on coming with them. If what you're saying is true, this is the biggest discovery in human history, he said. I want to see it for myself. They descended into the dark ocean waters near a deep trench. Dr. Solst's equipment detected unusual energy readings unlike anything on Earth. There, Dr. Miller pointed through the submarine window. At first, they saw nothing but darkness. Then the submarine's lights revealed something incredible, a massive structure embedded in the ocean floor. It wasn't made of any material they recognized. The surface seemed to shift and flow like liquid metal, yet remained solid. There were no visible doors or windows. How do we get inside? Olivia asked. Before anyone could answer, a beam of light shot from the structure and scanned their submarine. Suddenly, a section of the wall opened, creating an entrance. It's inviting us in, Alan whispered. They docked the submarine at the entrance and entered wearing special suits. Inside, they found a vast chamber with technology beyond human understanding. The floor lit up as they walked, responding to their presence. This is definitely Guardian technology, Dr. Solst confirmed. It matches descriptions in our oldest archives. In the center of the chamber stood a raised platform. When Alan and Kelly stepped onto it, the entire room came alive. Lights danced around them, and a holographic image appeared, a tall, elegant being with 4 arms and glowing eyes. "Welcome, children of the cradle," said the being in a voice that somehow everyone understood. "If you are here, then the time of awakening has begun." "What are you?" Ellen asked. "I am an echo, a message left by those you might call guardians," the being replied. Earth was not positioned by accident. It was carefully placed and seated as a biological reservoir, a sanctuary for life's diversity. The hologram gestured, and the chamber walls became transparent, showing the ocean outside. "Your world was designed to nurture life through the harshest conditions," it continued. "What you perceived as a death world was actually a crucible, creating strength, adaptability, and resilience." "Why?" Kelly asked. "Why create Earth this way?" The holographic guardian looked at them with something like sadness in its glowing eyes. "Because the galaxy would someday need what Earth could produce, life forms capable of surviving catastrophe and rebuilding afterward." The holographic guardian continued its message as everyone listened in amazement. "Long ago, our scientists predicted a cycle of galactic disasters that threatens all life every few million years," it explained. "We created Earth as one of several protected worlds to preserve life's diversity." "What happened to the other worlds?" Captain Russell asked. The Guardian's expression turned sad. "Many were found and exploited before their time. Some were destroyed by natural disasters we could not predict. Earth is the last intact cradle we know of." Helen stepped forward. "But why was Earth classified as a death world when we joined the Confederation? Why didn't anyone know its true purpose?" The hologram flickered. "That information was not in my programming. Perhaps knowledge was lost, or perhaps some wished to keep Earth's nature secret." After the message ended, the team gathered around a table in the Guardian station. The ancient technology had allowed them to access its database, revealing more about Earth's special design. According to this, Dr. Miller said, pointing to translated text on a screen, Earth's harsh conditions were deliberately created to produce species with exceptional adaptability. The gravity, atmospheric mix, even the dangerous predators, all were part of the plan, Kelly added. They wanted life forms that could survive anything. Dr. Solz studied another screen. The Guardians placed Earth in its specific position in the galaxy to receive the cosmic radiation that encourages beneficial mutations. They even adjusted the moon's orbit to create tides that would drive coastal species to adapt. So Earth isn't a death world at all, Olivia said. It's a life crucible, a place designed to forge the toughest, most adaptable species possible. Exactly, Ellen nodded. And that explains why the Xalax attacked us. They must have known some of this already. Ambassador Winters joined them via video link with important news. I confronted the Xalax representatives with evidence of their attack. Under pressure, they admitted something shocking. They discovered parts of the truth about Earth centuries ago. And they kept it secret, Captain Russell asked angrily. Yes, Sam confirmed. They found another Guardian station on their homeworld that contained references to Earth. They've been deliberately promoting the Deathworld classification to keep humans isolated. But why? Olivia demanded. Because of prophecies, Sam explained. Multiple cultures have ancient stories about cradle-born species eventually becoming guardians of the galaxy themselves. The Xalax feared humans would replace them as a dominant power. Ellen looked thoughtful. So they spread the idea that humans were dangerous deathworlders to keep other species wary of us. And to prevent anyone from discovering Earth's true nature, Dr. Solz added. If other species knew humans came from a specially designed world, they might view you differently. Kelly was examining the Guardian database when she found something alarming. According to this, Earth isn't just a biological reservoir. It's also awakening. Awakening. What does that mean? Dr. Miller asked his daughter. It says Earth's systems were designed to gradually activate as the planet's dominant species reached certain developmental milestones, Kelly explained. The Guardian station is responding to our presence because humans have reached a trigger point. Is that good or bad? Captain Russell asked. Before anyone could answer, alarms sounded throughout the station. Screens showed multiple ships entering Earth's atmosphere, not just Xalax vessels, but ships from several Confederation species. They're converging on our location, Olivia reported. They must have tracked us to the Guardian station. Ambassador Winters looked grim on the video screen. The Xalax representatives have left the Confederation embassy without warning. I think they're planning something drastic. We need to get this information to Earth's governments and the full Confederation immediately, Allen said urgently. If Earth is truly awakening as a cradle world, everyone needs to understand what that means. Too late. Captain Russell pointed to a screen showing a massive Xalax warship positioning itself above the ocean directly over them. They're not here to talk. The station trembled as the first energy blasts hit the water above. The Guardian station shook as more energy blasts hit the ocean above them. Water began leaking through small cracks in the ceiling. We need to get out of here, Captain Russell shouted. Back to the submarine. Wait, Ellen called. We need to download the Guardian database. We can't lose this information. Dr. Solst quickly connected her devices to the ancient computer. Downloading now. This will take a few minutes. Olivia checked the security screens. The Xalax ships are moving into attack formation. They're preparing for a bigger strike. Suddenly, all the screens in the station turned bright blue. The holographic Guardian appeared again, but this time it looked more alert. Threat detected, it announced. Station defense protocols activated. Outside, in the deep ocean water, the station's outer surface began to change. What had appeared to be decorative patterns now glowed with energy. Beams of light shot upward through the water, creating a protective shield around the station. When the Galactic ships fired again, their energy weapons bounced off the shield and scattered harmlessly. The Guardians left defenses, Kelly said in wonder. The station is protecting itself. On the surface, Earth Defense Fleet ships arrived, responding to Captain Russell's emergency signal. They surrounded the alien vessels, creating a standoff. The Galactics are demanding we turn over the Guardian station, Ambassador Winters reported via video. They claim it contains technology too dangerous for humans. They're lying, Dr. Miller said. They just don't want us to learn the truth about Earth. While the others watched the confrontation above, Alan noticed something strange happening in the station. The floor began to pulse with light, and energy flowed through channels in the walls. Something's starting, he warned everyone. Dr. Solst checked her instruments. The station is sending signals, not just to our ships, but to Earth itself. It's activating something. Outside the station, the ocean water began to glow with the same blue light. The glow spread outward in all directions, racing across the Pacific Ocean. On land, people all over the world looked up in confusion as the sky turned strange colors. The northern lights, usually only visible near the poles, now appeared everywhere, filling the night with dancing blue and green lights. At the same moment, a massive solar flare, much larger than normal, erupted from the sun and raced toward Earth. Scientists watching the sun panicked, knowing a flare this size could cause worldwide damage. But when the solar energy reached Earth, something incredible happened. Instead of causing harm, Earth's magnetic field, now glowing visibly around the planet, caught the energy and channeled it. The aurora lights grew brighter, spreading across the entire planet. In the Guardian station, screens showed what was happening worldwide. Plants everywhere suddenly grew faster, stretching toward the sky. Animals became more active but not aggressive. It was as if all life on Earth had received a boost of energy. "It's beautiful," Kelly whispered, watching the screens. Dr. Solst checked her now completed download. According to the Guardian database, this is part of Earth's awakening cycle. The planet is demonstrating its true nature. Earth isn't just protecting itself, Ellen realized. It's showing the galaxy what it was designed to do: nurture and enhance life. In orbit above Earth, ships from other Confederation species watched in amazement. The Galactic warships, faced with this demonstration of Earth's power and the arrival of more Earth defense ships, began to retreat. Ambassador Winters appeared again on screen, his face excited. The Confederation Council is calling an emergency session. What's happening to Earth has been seen by representatives from 30 different worlds. They're demanding explanations. Then let's give them one, Alan said firmly. It's time everyone knew the truth. Earth is not a death world. It's a cradle world, designed to preserve and advance life itself. As he spoke, plants in the research facility above the ocean station began growing at incredible speeds. Trees that normally took years to mature grew several feet in hours. The awakening was just beginning. On screens worldwide, people watched in awe as their planet revealed its true nature at last. 3 months after Earth's awakening, the Galactic Confederation held a special council meeting. Representatives from all member species gathered to witness something historic: Earth's official reclassification. Ellen, Olivia, Dr. Solst, and the others stood before the council. Above them, a giant screen showed Earth as seen from space. The planet glowed with a subtle blue aura that hadn't been visible before. After reviewing all evidence, announced Council Leader Virtal, the Confederation Science Division confirms that Earth is not a death world. It is a cradle world, a planetary system specifically designed to preserve and advance life. The room filled with murmurs as this official declaration was recorded. Many species were still adjusting to this new understanding of humans and their home planet. Furthermore, Virtal continued, that Galactic's hegemony has formally apologized for concealing information about Earth's true nature and for the attack on the Guardian station. Ambassador Winters stepped forward. Earth accepts the apology, but we request full access to all Guardian information held by any Confederation member. No more secrets about our world's purpose. The Council agreed to this request. In the following weeks, data from across the galaxy arrived on Earth. Scientists from dozens of worlds came to study Earth's unique properties, now visible to their instruments thanks to the awakening. In Africa's Great Rift Valley, where human life first evolved millions of years ago, Alan and his team established the Interspecies Evolutionary Research Center. The building sat near one of the strongest adaptation hotspots on the planet. It seems right to build it here, Alan told Olivia as they watched alien scientists working alongside humans. Where it all began for us. Dr. Solst joined them, carrying new readings from the Guardian station. The awakening continues, she reported. Earth's energy field now extends beyond the atmosphere. It's affecting nearby space in ways we're still trying to understand. In the months since the awakening, Earth had changed in subtle but important ways. Plants grew faster and stronger. Animals showed increased intelligence. Even humans reported feeling healthier and more energetic. The Guardian data suggests this is just the beginning. Dr. Miller explained to a group of visiting scientists. Earth was designed to go through stages of awakening as its dominant species, humans, reached certain milestones. What's the next milestone? Asked a scientist from a distant world. We don't know exactly, Kelly answered. But the Guardian messages speak of humans eventually taking on the role the Guardians once held, protecting life throughout the galaxy. Not all reactions to Earth's new status were positive. Some species feared what an awakened cradle world might mean for the balance of power. Others worried that humans might use their planet's special properties to gain advantages. Captain Russell, now leading security for the research center, took these concerns seriously. We need to show the galaxy that we understand our responsibility, he told Earth's leaders. Having a cradle world isn't just a privilege. It's a duty to all life. On the final day of the Confederation Conference, Ambassador Winters presented Earth's formal response to its new classification. Humans didn't create Earth's special nature, he told the assembled representatives. We evolved because of it. But now that we understand our world's purpose, we accept the responsibility that comes with it. Earth's abilities will be used to benefit all life, not just our own species. The Confederation Council voted to create a new position, Guardian Liaison, to work with humans as Earth continued its awakening. Dr. Solst was chosen for this role, becoming the bridge between humanity and the wider galaxy. As the sun set over the research center, Alan and Olivia stood on a hill overlooking the valley. New buildings were under construction as more scientists arrived each day to study Earth's mysteries. We thought we were just survivors of a harsh world, Alan said, watching researchers from a dozen planets working together below. Turns out we were living in the most important planet in the galaxy, Olivia replied with a smile. And we never even knew it. In the sky above, the stars began to appear. Somewhere among them, the other cradle worlds once existed. Perhaps some still did, waiting to be found. But for now, Earth alone carried the legacy of the Guardians. Not just a death world, but a world designed to ensure life would always find a way to continue, adapt, and thrive.